So if you've been following the Habs content that I've been making on this channel, you know that in my personal opinion, I think that, honestly, I echo what guys like Nick Suzuki have been saying about the Montreal Canadiens, and trust me, I'm fully aware that as a player on the team, possibly a future captain, of course he has to come out and say that they're going to surprise some people, that they're going to be better than people think. Of course he's going to say that. He's not going to come out and say, oh yeah, we're going to suck. No, he's not going to say that. But to me, I genuinely think the Habs are going to be good enough that they're not going to be in the Bedard conversation. Again, they could still have a chance to win the draft lottery, but to me, I think they are going to surprise some people. They're going to be good enough where if they don't squeak into that very last wildcard spot, they're going to be around there. Think of the 2018-19 season where they missed the playoffs by 2 points. I think the Habs are going to either just squeak in or be in that territory of missing the playoffs by 2 to 6 points is where I think they're going to be at. But if you look at the odds makers, which I don't blame them for the team that just got the first overall pick and got juraj slafkovsky and just lost Carey Price for the entire season, they have the second best odds right now of snagging the first overall pick in 2023. Technically, it's the third because the Arizona Coyotes and Chicago Blackhawks, they're tied with their over-under number being 67.5 points next season, whereas the Montreal Canadiens, their number is 70.5 points, which is 8 points below the 78.5 over-under point total from the beginning of last season that they had. So again, in this, they're going to be in the running for the second worst point total, and if that's the case, they would have a real good crack at getting their second straight first overall pick and drafting most likely Connor Bedard. And again, I'm sure that these odds are accounting for the fact that the Montreal Canadiens, they're going to sell the farm, man. As soon as any of these guys like Dadonov, like Jake Allen, Mike Hoffman, Yoel Armia, Jonathan Drouin, these types of guys, if they creep up in value, the Habs are going to sell them off for more futures, more picks to improve the Montreal Canadiens for the future, which is going to make them even worse this year. For me, this team that I have in my head, where they would be 2 to 6 points out of the playoffs, if not in, that's a team that has a resurgent Jonathan Drouin, that has Jake Allen between the pipes, okay? That has a guy like Mike Hoffman scoring some goals and has Slafkovsky, Caufield, and Suzuki as a number one line really popping off offensively. So again, there's a lot of things that if a lot of these players get traded, which is a very, very good chance, I could absolutely see this type of scenario happening. I think this team's going to surprise some people. I really do. And I've seen it before with the Calgary Flames in 2014-15. You guys have heard me say this story before. That was supposed to be our second rebuilding year. A young man by the name of Johnny Gaudreau comes in with Yuri Hudler, Sean Monahan, and even when Mark Giordano in a Norris Trophy type season gets hurt in that season, and we sold a bunch of guys like Curtis Glencross, Sven Baertschi was also traded that year. There were some pieces there that could have helped us, but instead we sold for the future and still ended up making the playoffs. So that's something to keep in mind. I do see some of those shades of the 14-15 Flames team, the Cardiac Kids, with the Montreal Canadiens this year. I really do. And you're thinking, oh, without Carey Price, no way. You know who the Flames goalies were? Jonas Hiller and Kari Ramo were between the pipes for the Calgary Flames in 14-15. So Jake Allen and Sam Montembeault together, I would say that's about on par with what the Flames had. So you never know there. As far as the draft pick, every Habs fan knows Connor Bedard would be an absolute game changer. I think if you get Bedard, next year having Bedard, Suzuki, Caufield, Slafkovsky, Kirby, Dach, I really do think that would change everything. And next year, in my mind, I know you have an 18-year-old Bedard. You're not in a rebuild anymore. Okay, next year. Of course, you're still going through it. You're not going to sell pieces to go contend next year if you have Bedard. But I think next year that makes them a competitive team to compete for a playoff spot if that's the case. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comments down below. Second best odds. What do you think? Are they going to surprise people? Are they going to be in the thick of the playoff race? Or do you think they're just going to suck and they're going to end up with the worst or maybe the second or third worst point total in the NHL? Let me know what you think. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.